strong, one guiding hand. Truth that rings in everything we do. Red, right and true. Storm and stripes, forever fly. Freedom's voice will never die. Say it proud, say it true. Welcome to Red, Right, and True.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Red, Right, and True, live from the America First Warehouse, the greatest venue in the world. And Joe Curry is not with us for this episode, but he will be back next week. So I'm going to introduce who we have to get us on with this podcast. Is a good friend of mine, Jim Raya,
Hello, everyone.
Key Fitz,
What's up, everyone?
Patriot Box,
Hello, everyone. Does my hair look okay?
Got to part it in the middle.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
and the amazing Mark White,
Good evening, everybody.
formerly of the Spin Doctors. And we say that every week because actually I wasn't going to start off with this, Mark. It's just hitting me like that they actually posted something about you and how they got rid of you because of the COVID shot. And that was just recent, I believe, that you posted on
No, that wasn't them. Get it right. That wasn't them.
Okay,
that
who was
some
that?
random person on Reddit.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
they
it
would.
wasn't
So
them.
it's just someone's opinion.
We've all been quiet. I only post stuff that other people post.
Okay. So just remind everybody how you became not a member of the band anymore because
Disenfranchised.
we haven't talked about it since the very first episode. So-
Because I am MAGA. Extra MAGA. No, actually, mostly it's the shot, but it's also because those guys are all liberals and I'm definitely a conservative. So I think that's had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, so it's their loss, our gain. But anyway, we have a lot to talk about this segment, and I thought we'd start off with Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, because back in the day, I used to love both of them. I was a big fan of theirs, and I followed them for a long time. And then I started to see changes that I did not like. And the most recent thing that they said was basically denouncing President Trump because of his decision about Iran. And once you denounce my president, I trust Trump implicitly. And if he has a good reason to go into a war, we're going to talk about that further on in the segment. But I trust that he has information that we are not privy to. And I support my president. And the fact that they are publicly going out and basically telling people to denounce him is, I don't believe anything else they say after that. So, Key, what's your opinion on that?
My opinion, very simple. Bomb, 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 Iran.
Bomb, 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 Iran.
Very simply put, though, earlier today I heard J.D. Vance had put up a speech, and he was saying, now is not the time to break your faith in what they're doing, because it's going to take some time. There will be losses and there'll be gains. It's not all going to happen overnight, but trust the process. And that
I agree with that.
I feel strongly about it. I trust the process. There's stuff that he's doing we don't know about at this moment. That's all.
And Jim, what's your opinion on that?
Well, basically, yeah, we got to wait for everything to play out. I mean, Trump had no choice but to go to war. If they're saying, death to America, and they're threatening that they're going to have a nuclear weapon, by all means, we have to go in there. We had to do what we had to do. But I think Tucker's just trying to get ratings, and he's just trying to get some publicity, and he knows by saying that it's going to trigger, lots of attention, and he'll be on all the newscasts, and he'll be relevant again, which, he hasn't been, recently. So I think he's just trying to get relevant again.
I have some key points I'm going to talk about in the next segment about why I believe Trump did exactly what he did. But Patriot Box, what is your opinion on it?
Well, basically, you alluded to what you wanted to talk about in the next segment, and I'll sort of save. I don't want to get ahead of you, but again, what said is, we're at war. All right, root for your country, for God's sakes.
Yep.
Forget this partisan politics stuff. You're an American first. And you know what we've seen? We've seen that the Democrats are just, they don't care about you. They don't care about the people. They only care about about keeping power.
Well,
Mark, what do you want to say about
Yeah,
that?
I want to bring Mark in a second, but I just want to say
I
something.
know what it is.
Go
They
ahead.
hate Israel.
They hate Israel. There you
That's
go.
it.
There you
They
go.
just hate Israel.
That's because I was going to bring it back to Patriot Box was saying it, Democrats. Candace and Tucker were packaged as MAGA conservatives. And Trump denounced Tucker publicly and Candace. That publicly, I've seen him say Tucker Carlson is no longer MAGA. He does not put America first. So his audience and the people who follow him, you know, start thinking. Just the way they say all this negative stuff about Trump all the time.
No.
Go ahead,
You
Mike.
listen, they hate Israel. There's a lot of MAGA people who hate Israel. They do not like them. You got to understand, you got to accept that. This is something that I've experienced because I still happen to love Israel. So a lot of my MAGA friends have attacked me because I'm still with Israel.
Well, that's why they're
So
attacking Trump.
the leftists and some MAGA are on the same boat as far as Israel is concerned.
Absolutely. And Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens used to support Trump. And when Trump wouldn't go on the bandwagon with them against Israel, that's when they denounced him. That's my opinion. You know, everyone can believe what they want.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And everyone's afraid to say it out loud. And
Except
I'm
for
not.
me.
Except us, Mark. Like we
Right.
we just go with the flow.
But I think Mark's got to the root of it. He knows what's going on.
Absolutely. So Mark has picked 4 assets, which we're going to share, one in each segment. So we'd like to put up asset 1, which has absolutely nothing to do with what we were just talking about, but it will spark a new conversation. And
So here at JFK Airport, and there's a ton of ICE agents who are allegedly here to help. We know they're not, so I'm just going to go ask them a question. Let's see what they say. Excuse me? I just want to say thank you guys for being here. Because I know when I wake up in the morning, I'll never be racist pigs like you. No matter how bad I am, I'll never be like you. So good job. I hope your moms are real proud of you.
They were cute, weren't they? I hope they continue to be best, like Melania be best, because they are being the best at being the worst. So, to them.
oh, isn't that lovely? What a lovely
I
young
don't think
lady.
the guys are lining up to marry her.
There's a term
Where do you
for
think
her.
she was flying to?
She's talking about ICE.
I know, but she's in JFK and she's flying somewhere. Where do you think she was going?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say Florida,
Come on, try again.
I'm going to go with Minnesota.
Canada.
No, California.
Portland.
California.
Where was she going,
Portland.
Mark? Portland?
Yes.
Oregon,
She got
all
fired,
right.
by the way. Nobody wants to talk to her anymore. She's getting destroyed.
I believe that she was an influencer on, I read some comments, I don't know if they're correct or not, that she was an influencer, that she possibly has a book that's out there. Now,
Yeah.
someone said she's a gynecologist. They might have just be mixing that up with the fact that she's sort of let's just say a part of a woman's anatomy. And knows a lot about gynecology.
That was the name I was going for.
Good one, Patriot Box. I like that.
Oh, boy.
But, Key, what do you think about the ICE officers? I mean, most Americans, I believe, view the ICE agents the way they view police officers. If you're against the police and you have a hatred for the police, it seems it's the same people that have a hatred for ICE. I know they're there to help me. What's your opinion, Key?
My opinion on the ICE officers, well, I support ICE totally, and I even sell the flags that say support ICE. So
I love that.
strongly believe that ICE is there for a good reason, and they're above the police. So if people who have the problem with the police are going to have a problem with the government enforcing laws.
Absolutely. And I happen to know somebody, I won't name who they are, somebody I know, was in the airport, and they said that the ICE agents were so friendly and so nice that they liked them better than the people that normally work there.
I heard that too.
So, again, she's in the minority that she's going up to them and saying these horrific things to their face. Most people are happy they're there and feel safer that they're there.
Well, again, most people voted for Donald Trump, but the part that you hear on the news all the time are the crazies or the Trump derangement syndrome. They get the airtime. If you're against Trump, you get airtime. They have nothing. There's nothing that man could do that these people would say, well, that's good.
Absolutely. Jim, what's your opinion on ICE?
No, I mean, we absolutely need them. The people who don't like them are the criminals, the ones who are breaking the laws, and they don't want anyone to call them out on what they're doing wrong. So they just want to be able to run free and, promote their propaganda. But no, those days are gone. Trump is our president right now, and we've gotten out the gangs over there in Suffolk County, and now ICE is here, and we need to get all these illegals out of this country because they shouldn't have been here in the first place. They're breaking the law.
Absolutely. The thing about the hypocrisy of the left is, on the one hand, they say, even though in this country, they like to talk about stolen land. What's the saying they say? Something about stolen
Nobody's
land.
illegal on stolen land.
Yeah, something about it. You're illegal because you're on stolen land. And then they're okay with the immigrants coming in and they have a baby, so the baby's been in here for 2 seconds, but they're an illegal citizen and they have a right to this land. The hypocrisy, the hypocrisy, the hypocrisy.
Now, I have a point to that.
Yes,
If you think
Keith.
about it, if somebody steals a bike and sells it to someone, and then sells it to somebody else, and then sells it to a fourth party, it's still a stolen bike. They retrieve the bike, it goes back to the original owner. All those people that bought it don't own it, and they spent that money for nothing. Same thing with children. Two illegal people come in here, how does them having a baby here on our soil become a natural citizen?
Absolutely, Kate. Petty bucks.
When we come back, we could talk about, I'll talk about the 14th Amendment because that's really what we're talking about here, and some facts that I just learned recently about it. But Bonnie, back to you.
Well, we're going to come back after in a few 3 minutes, but when we come back, we kind of go where the conversation leads us. We had a set agenda, and now we're basically talking about citizenship and who has a right to citizenship. And once again, we want to put U.S. Americans first. We want people who love our country to be here, not people who hate our country. And we will be back.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just 2 entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW, making travel great again.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single, Justice for All, with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Well, get ready for round 2. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring. The anthem of the free.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see. A symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse.
Before the break, we were talking about birthright citizenship, which is basically the 14th Amendment. All right. Now, that was one of the things I believe in the Constitution and as it's written, and I was like, well, I think Trump might not. I didn't study it. I didn't go into it. I was like, all right, I think he's going against what it says. But here's what I just learned. Basically, what the 14th Amendment was for was after the Civil War to make sure that the children of freed slaves were recognized as Americans. That's what the intent was. What's happening now, last year, 10%, 1 out of every 10 children that was born in the United States was the child of an elite in China. They fly them in. I guess they tell them to keep their legs crossed until they spit out the child. They get an American birth certificate, and they fly back to China. And 18 years from now, those kids will be able to vote. So again, if someone's here and they're living here and they have a child here, that's one thing. But they have a multi-million-dollar business of flying pregnant Chinese women into this country and getting them their American birth certificate. And that's the part I have a problem, and there's no way that that's what the 14th Amendment was meant to be or do or what it was for.
And all those services are coming out of your tax dollars.
Of course.
So that's a huge problem. Someday they're going to get Social Security out of your tax dollars, and the system already doesn't work. And now we're going to add all these extra people to it who aren't really even Americans. That's not sustainable. And then if they come to this country and they need services, medical services, the hospitals are overrun when they're having births here. That's all coming out of our tax dollars. We can't do that. The country can't afford it.
Absolutely.
I got a funny story about the birth certificate. I'll tell you this. My wife and I, on our honeymoon, we were flying out into Mexico, and at that time, you were allowed to use your birth certificate instead of a passport. I was told my birth certificate was too old. It's as old as I am.
That's funny. That's funny. But I did want to get back to talking about Iran and Trump's decision, his thinking process, because, again, the hypocrisy of the left, he's getting us into this war. It's so horrible. And then when he doesn't go to war, he pulled out at the last minute. Oh, he's a chicken. It's like you can't have both. And I was watching something, and they were talking about the strategy that Trump was using. And I'm going to be like Joe Curry. I'm going to have my notes because these are specific things that he strategized pulling out at the last minute. And the reason that he did that is they learned a lot about Iran through the panic of Iran thinking that he was going to come down on them, which Trump might have because he's a man of his word. But they learned about the places because they moved their air defenses in Iran, so they learned about that. They relocated their leadership. They activated emergency bunkers, so now they have information on where those are. They rerouted communications. These are all things that they didn't know about Iran. Now they know. They revealed command structure, who's in charge. They showed exactly where the power flows and where people are hiding during Iran's every move was tracked, because Trump, don't doubt him, he's always 10 steps ahead of everyone else. Were you guys aware of all those things that he learned from?
I did not know all those different things.
And
I did not know that.
And these things, again, social media puts it at the bottom. I shared it on my page. I think maybe 1 or 2 people got to see it. Why is that? Once again, even though, I'm mostly a Facebook person, but certain people's opinions, if it goes with the narrative, they get to have their opinion everywhere. And if it doesn't fit the narrative, it's squished to the bottom. At least I'm not canceled. They used to just cancel you.
Well, they already proved that the social media leans to the left anyway. They had proven that years ago.
Shadow banning?
What's his name from Facebook came out about it.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg admitted that he was told, again, especially about the COVID shot, Mark, right? That anything that was negative comments about the COVID shot or said something to not agree with the narrative, that you had to take it, that's it, there's no ifs or buts, you got completely canceled. People's, even important people like Robert F. Kennedy, not Robert F. Kennedy, the MAGA health person, is it?
Kennedy.
Kennedy, yes.
His whole Instagram account was canceled. I was sharing his stuff in private. So we all know that that's going on. Now they don't cancel you. They just put you at the bottom of the feed. And, you know, it's so easy to see that, because I see it. Sometimes one of my things gets through and it'll get thousands and thousands of views, and something else that is, they don't like it, it gets nothing.
You know, Bonnie, what we were sort of alluding to in the first segment, and I wanted to save it for this segment, is Donald Trump says a lot of stuff. And again, he's a negotiator.
Yep.
And when you're negotiating in business, or let's say, have you ever seen two boxers before the fight, how they trash talk each other, how they say stuff, and to get the other person, you know, worked up? It's a tactic. It's something you do. And he does it better than anyone. And then the left, of course, because they're so anti-Trump, is then they say, oh, well, he said this and didn't do it. He was negotiating and winning. And again, that's what you do. That's what smart people do, as opposed to, I'm going to mention two previous presidents, Obama and Biden, who sent, in the middle of the night, sent pallets full of cash to Iran.
But they also lifted all the restrictions, and that made them billions and billions and billions of dollars, and that's why they have all this money. This is all Obama's fault.
Absolutely. Obama's fault, 100%. He's the one that strengthened Iran and gave them the capability to create
when
these
you fly
nuclear
pallets
bombs.
full of money and
Pallets full of money in the middle of the night. Again, who do
If
you...
Kamala Harris would have won, how scary would it be right now?
Oh, my God.
Iran would have nuclear weapons. They'd be threatening us, okay?
And the other
Donald
wars
Trump
would
has been
still
the
be
best thing
going-
that's
continuing.
happened to this country.
The other wars would still be continuing, and everything else. It would be a complete mess right now. Complete mess.
Absolutely. Now we're going to go to asset number 2, where we're going to steer the conversation according to the video that's going to come up. So asset 2.
Women are, especially liberal women, are not doing well. You see the highest rates of mental illness among single liberal women. And it's because it's a philosophy that pits women against their own bodies and against their own children. Feminism coaches women to reject their bodies, reject the natural realities, especially of their fertility, especially of their reproductive capacity.
all right, I got to jump right in here. All right, and this is an old joke, but do you guys know why the highest rate of divorce is between lesbians? Because there's 2 women involved. Okay, back to you guys.
No, I mean, I noticed that it's usually liberal white women, and they are, they're out of their minds. I feel sorry for the men. I really don't, you know, I mean, that's my opinion, and it makes me feel better about myself, because I'm like, at least I'm not insane.
Well, whenever you go on a dating site now, all these women all say, you know, no Trumpers, no MAGA. Well, it's like, okay, so you're going to ruin the rest of your life finding your soulmate in this world for a guy who's going to be in office for a couple more years? I mean, that shows you how delusional they are.
I think
they're crazy.
I think they do you a favor. You don't have to waste any time in finding out that they're nuts. I mean, we all know that. We all know that they're nuts. Okay, your next girlfriend. It's not that she's not crazy. It's just, is she less crazy than the one you had last?
Well, now,
All right. Now, with a panel of 3 men and 1 woman, you know, maybe that's not fair to Bonnie, but that's sort of
Crazy
the-
girls are fun in bed, but you don't want to marry them, you know.
but now when you're dating, you have to ask, are you nuts or do you have nuts?
You know, that was never a problem back when I was in high school.
No, it
and
was never a question.
I'm glad that I'm no longer on the dating world.
No,
And,
back in before I met Patriot Box and I was on the dating apps, I remember I met a man and he rejected me because I was MAGA. And when we found out that I supported Trump, he's like, we were in the talking stage. We hadn't actually met. When he found out I was a Trump supporter, he's like, okay, I'm done. There's nothing. So it does happen in the reverse, but it's obviously much more prevalent for the women than the men.
My brother-in-law
Yeah.
decided recently that because me and my wife are MAGA, that he wanted to block my wife on Facebook. Not me, but my wife, just because of the fact of what's going on.
Well, why? I don't understand. Like, how does
She posted something pro-Trump, and he decided he's going to get his panties in a bunch, and so he decided he was going to block my wife. I didn't mention it, so he's okay with me at this point. However, prior to this, about 3 months before that, he had a problem with his friend, which I made friends with online also, saying how he was upset because his friend called him a snowflake. So he blocked his friend. Now he blocked my wife, but he's back with his friend. I don't get it.
Well, he sounds like it's like no loss. no offense to your cousin.
He's a liberal woman anyway.
Okay. Well, that explains it. She's one of these people that maybe she put a video out on TikTok and you just haven't discovered it yet. I don't know. But definitely.
If not, he will.
But definitely, there's it's a judgment thing. Like, I have friends who are Democrats, and we just won't talk about politics, and I can keep them as friends. They're in the somewhat crazy zone, but people who are in the off crazy zone that just can't help themselves and have to come at you on your page and tell you how to think, I have no patience for them.
Well,
And
liberals are crazy, but so is the people. So is Iran, the government there. They've never kept the word on anything, and negotiating with them is very, very tough. That's why we're lucky that Trump's doing it, because these people, they'll say one thing, do another thing. They're telling their people that they want to negotiate one way, and then they're telling the Trump government they want to negotiate another way. They're very strange, regimes.
Well,
So
here's how bad Iran is. When we had our deadline coming up yesterday, with Trump saying he was going to bomb the power plants and the bridges, Iran was placing women and children around the power plants and on the bridges.
Crazy. 10 seconds.
Well, absolutely. We're going to get back to that about Western civilization versus, and we stay tuned for 3 minutes.
Have you noticed your money just doesn't stretch like it used to? Your paycheck feels lighter, and your savings aren't growing. The culprits? Inflation and increased money supply. They've both been quietly eating away at your purchasing power for years. Today, the dollar's value has dropped significantly. You feel it every time you spend money on goods and services. Back in 1965, $1 or an ounce of silver could buy you a gallon of milk. Fast forward to today. That same dollar barely buys a couple of coffee creamers, while an ounce of silver would get you 8 gallons of milk. Gold and silver have held their value for centuries. If you had 2,500 ounces of silver back in 1965, you could buy a brand new Ford Mustang. Today, 2,500 ounces of silver would buy you 2 Mustangs. Similarly, in the year 2000, 628 ounces of gold would buy a new $170,000 home. Today, 628 ounces would buy you a $2,500,000 home. The problem? 95% of Americans don't own physical gold or silver. They think it's too complicated and too expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We offer a membership program that allows you to buy gold or silver with as little as $1. You can buy fractional amounts, safely vault them, or have them delivered to your doorstep, and you can liquidate them whenever you want at the highest buyback price in the industry. Ready to protect your wealth and keep your purchasing power? Scan the QR code or go to tafw.soundmoney.com to learn more.
If the vote count is accurate, then how come the number of voters is different? And if it's not accurate, then why was it certified? We are suing Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections for a conspiracy against fundamental rights. This is not about who won. It's not about what party. It's about the fact that they don't care about your rights.
Live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, live at the America First Warehouse.
It's me, Joe the Box. And I'm John the Blanket with the America First Podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino Podcast coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome, everybody, to the James Justice Show, tearing these airwaves apart with all the craziness that goes on in the world.
Welcome to the Patriots Podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Shane Jenkins here with another episode
episode of Liberty's Cage.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, Red, Right, and True.
We are streaming live on America First Media and Television app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
The America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Welcome back to Red, Right, and True, coming to you live from the American First Warehouse here in Ronkonkoma, New York. So what we want to talk about now is today, President Trump was meeting with some NATO leaders, and basically his stance on it is that when we asked them for help in this war, whether it was to use some of their airspace, which we built in their countries to protect them, okay, or for them to help get involved in the war, they turned us down. Well, that's not the point of NATO. It's supposed to be that we're all there for each other and that we're going to help protect each other and that we're going to be allies. Well, he's saying if they're showing their true colors right now and they're not willing to be allies with us, then maybe we should just kick them out of NATO. And I'm curious to see what everyone thinks about that right now. But we paid for this airspace in their countries, and we have American troops there to protect them in Europe. And then when we need to use their airspace, they're turning us down? No, that's absolutely wrong.
Better than kicking them out of NATO. The United States has been getting a raw deal since NATO was formed. They never pay their part. They would pay maybe half of what they owe. It's a function of their GDP, their gross domestic product. And you know what? NATO is really there to protect Europe. And if we pull out, they're the ones who could bear all of the burden to that. So it's really a joke that, again, they're supposed to be our allies. We're at war. We all come together. One of the other interesting things that no one's talking about, but the United States doesn't necessarily need the Strait of Hormuz open in order to have fuel. We're energy independent.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that fuel that gets jammed up in the Strait of Hormuz, which it shouldn't be held hostage the way it is. Most of it goes to India, China, and Europe. It doesn't go to us. Yes, 20% of the energy in the world goes through the Strait of Hormuz, not to the United States. We don't need that as much as the rest of the world. So step up, NATO members, and do what you said you were going to do, and also pay your part.
So we're talking about France here. We're talking about Spain here. These countries that are supposed to be our allies and their friends, when we called and asked them for help, whether it to be a ship, just to park a ship out there, there's a sign of support, they turned us down. When we asked to use airspace in their country, they turned us down. They're all giving us problems. So maybe we need to start a new NATO, and we need to bring in people that are truly going to be our allies and truly going to be our friends. It was so long ago that this whole thing was set up again. Maybe we don't know who our true friends are right now.
Well, absolutely, Jim. I agree 100%. And as far as, again, it goes to the brilliance of Trump. He's been saying that since the 80s. There's videos of him saying that they're not pulling their fair share. They don't pay into anything. We are their bodyguard. We help them. And America gets nothing in return. So once again, it's Trump's brilliance of exposing them. He just shows you what's there.
He called them out. They're not our allies.
He's making them show their true colors.
Exactly.
Their true colors. Well, France always surrenders, but that's another story. They're showing their true colors by not helping us.
Absolutely. So we're going to get to asset 3 now. And
One more quick thing.
Oh, yeah,
In
sure.
order for the shield to work, not just to protect America, but to protect everyone from a nuclear weapon, we need some foreign land. We need to use their space to set up the shield. So by them denying us access to that territory, okay, well, then we can't protect the whole world if nuclear bombs are sent.
If you look at a map, the United States has an ocean on its left and right. You could say the Pacific and the Atlantic. Europe doesn't have that luxury. So they need us a heck of a lot more than we need them.
Absolutely. So we're going to get to asset 3.
1 second.
Mark wants to say something.
We also have a double whammy. We have a double whammy. That the Europeans don't like Israel and the Europeans don't like Trump. And then now they're together.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's the main thing. I don't know why everybody keeps skipping over that. That's the main thing right there. They don't like Trump. If this had been any other president, they would have been helping us. But none of the leaders like Trump, and they also don't like Israel.
Absolutely. And
America's actually getting more support from the Muslims in that area than they are from Europe.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia has been helpful, but we're not getting help from everyone else in Europe.
well, once again, it goes to exposing the people as far as Trump goes, saying that Trump is being led around by Israel and doing Israel's bidding. If you know Trump, Trump is going to do what's good for our country first.
Unlike the Democrats.
Unlike the Democrats, he wants what's best for our country, and Israel is, unlike
ally,
NATO,
a real
they're an
ally.
ally, and they've been the right hand of Trump during all of this. And it's a mutual back and forth to help each other, because after they eliminate Israel, if they got to that point, they say death to America. Who do you think is going to be next once they have the capability to get the bomb over to our country?
The Democrats are hypocrites, because back when Trump was running for re-election, they were all saying, oh, he hated all the Jewish people. Now they're like, oh, he loves all the Jewish people. It's like, they can't have it both ways.
Sure they can. When you lie and don't give a rat's ass about the truth, you could say anything you want. That's what the Iranians do. According to the Iranian news, they're winning the war right now. I don't know if you guys know that, but they're bringing us to our knees. Apparently, their tactic is, it's sort of like America has a big stick, and they're using their head to break our stick.
Well, what's scarier to me is not just the fact that the propaganda is being spread like wildfire. Like, just as I said, you say something negative about Trump, it goes everywhere. If you say something negative about Israel, it goes everywhere. The fact is that many people are choosing to believe that. And if you were smart enough to not believe the stuff they say about Trump, you should be smart enough to figure out that everything else.
That's the whole problem. Again, anything Trump says is bad. Orange man, bad. We don't believe what Trump says, but we'll listen to Iran and our enemies, and what they say, you see on CNN. CNN will report that with, and give them all the details, and they'll shut out Trump unless it's something they could say that's bad.
When George Bush Sr. was president, the whole country came together, and both sides, and they supported when we went to war. But now the country's been so divided that under Trump, there's some people that are rooting against America. How does it make sense to live in this country and to root for a foreign government to win the war? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. They have Trump derangement syndrome, and they'd rather we all lose and America lose, even though they live in this country. That's how crazy those people on the left are.
Absolutely.
My favorite post online that I have yet to see, that I had seen, not yet to see, I saw, was how people were saying how the Iranian people were out there happy that we did come in to invade them, and one person had put up there, they're not happy, they're crying.
Because that's the truth.
That's how you cry? You're up there cheering and everything else?
Look, the Iranians in this country, even the communist news network showed that they were on the streets thrilled that after 47 years that their country may be free from this Ayatollah and this radical regime that has killed more of their own people than we've lost in 3 wars.
Well, that's why more of them are not in the streets right now, because they've killed, tremendous amount of their people to scare them.
40,000.
Yeah, 40,000
Yeah,
now. That's a huge amount.
In L.A., there was Iranians who came to this country who were actually out there with Trump posters and American flags and cheering our president, our country, and what we're doing.
And you have Americans that are out there protesting against their own country, our country.
I saw a video of a person out there, like an air traffic controller with the orange cone, saying, "Bomb over here! Bomb over here!"
Well, we are going to get to Asset 3 now, and if we don't have time to discuss it, we'll discuss it after the break. So, Asset 3.
Hey y'all, happy Saturday. Fuck Donald Trump. I was laying in bed because I was going to take a little nap because I got up super early to go have coffee with a friend this morning, and just happened to check Twitter, and holy shit, y'all. Everything I'm seeing allegedly says that the big thing happened, that it happened. Has anybody seen this? Somebody confirm it. Can anybody confirm it for me? Like, I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up, but y'all, seriously, what? I keep seeing that things were like something big was going to happen on Easter weekend. But yeah, I don't know. It's all over Twitter. Somebody tell me, are you seeing it too?
I'm going to go to Mark on that because
We're trashing on the white women today. On this show.
yeah. But Mark, what is she talking about? I have no idea.
So apparently they thought that Trump, I think he went to the hospital and she thinks that he died.
Oh my God! So
Maybe
she's
we
happy
should just
about
tell
it.
him
how
that.
sick. This is how sick these people are. She is one sick. Can I say it? Fuck. I mean, she's unbelievable. That you're celebrating something like that. I mean, what is wrong with you? And we see. Wait till you see the next one. That one's even more
Right.
crazy.
Mark,
These white liberal women are out of their minds,
regarding
and they're
that,
evil.
Regarding that woman, I just want to say, in the future, when they're hillbillies like that, can you put subtitles in? Because I didn't understand a word of what the hell she was saying.
That's because she was being vague. She just couldn't say, "Oh my God, I'm so happy Trump is dead." Blah 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 blah. She's not going to say that because they're all evil little turnips. They're unbelievable.
Well, I think they're getting a little smarter because when they put these things on social media, there are some people that do pay consequences, and they're losing their jobs because of certain things they say. I mean, when they came out against Charlie Kirk after he was murdered, and they were so happy. That's another. To me, I think that shows how insane you are. Number one, that you think
Yeah,
it,
you are.
but number two, that you would film yourself actually saying it so other people can forever see it on social media because somebody's going to tape it and keep it, and that's going to affect your future. They must be out of their minds.
They are. And again, they're elitists, they're self-righteous, and, you know, no one on this panel likes Mayor Mandami. But you know what? I could speak for all of us and say, none of us want to see him gunned down. None of us want
Exactly.
to see anarchy.
Absolutely.
We have a government, and anyone who would talk about doing that would do that. I can't support them, and I don't care what side you're on. You cannot accept anarchy, and we live in a Western country, and we have rules, and sometimes you may not like the result of those rules, but we abide by them.
When we come back on the other end, I think we should talk more about Mayor Mandami and some of the crazy things that he wants to try and do in New York. He's talking about lowering the estate tax to $750,000. That means anyone who dies with more assets than $750,000, their money be taxed at 70, 80, 90%. We'll see you on the other side.
Come on.
You've worked hard and saved, but inflation and increased money supply are eroding your buying power. Protect and grow your wealth with physical gold and silver. Sound Money. With a Sound Money wallet, your wealth stays in your control. Buy fractionally, vault securely, ship directly, and instantly liquidate your gold and silver at the highest buyback price in the industry. Real money, real ownership. Visit tafwsoundmoney.info or scan the QR code and start securing your financial future today.
The America First Ultra MAGA store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA store.
Get ready to move and celebrate freedom like never before. The America First Warehouse proudly presents Freedom in Motion, America 250. Join Lisa for an electrifying dance fitness fundraiser designed to get your heart pumping and your spirit soaring. This dynamic 6-week session is perfect for all fitness levels, whether you're just starting out or ready to level up your routine. Feel the energy of an epic patriotic playlist. Boost your fitness, learn exciting new moves, and relieve stress while having an absolute blast. All for just $100 per person, and it all supports a great cause. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Come dance, get fit, and celebrate America 250 in motion.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
America First Warehouse
was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
Welcome back to Red, White, and True, where common sense reigns supreme. So basically what we said we were going to do is we were going to talk when we came back about Mayor Mamdani and some of the crazy things that he's trying to do in New York. So I'm a financial advisor, and one of the crazy things that this lunatic wants to do to try and redistribute wealth in the state of New York is anyone who dies and has more than $750,000 of net worth, he wants to tax that at estate tax rates of 70, 80, 90%. We haven't had rates that low since Bill Clinton was the president of the United States. So what that means is basically, if you have a home in Long Island and maybe you have some stocks or some bonds or a 401k, every dime of that that's over $750,000 is going to be taxed at an insanely high rate of 70, 80, 90%. That's crazy. All he's trying to do is redistribute the wealth. What is it? What does he think he is over here? So now we're going to go to Patriot Box, and he's going to tell you some other crazy things that Mamdani wants to do.
Well, this is great. people are saying, well, where's all this free stuff? Mamdani is setting up right now the first child care from 8 to, for, I'm sorry, I got tongue-tied. Yeah, there's a tongue in here. Anyway, what Mamdani's doing is he's setting up daycare for the employees of New York, and it's going to handle up to 40 kids. And the way you get into that is you win a lottery, and 40 kids are going to have free health care. But as far as the rest of the people who aren't working for government, who aren't on the inside, you're still not getting your free buses, groceries, or anything else. Again, and I'm sure that those 40 kids that do get free daycare, I'm sure that they're going to have a nice leaning center in their building.
I heard what they're going to name it too,
40
the Leering
kids in
Center.
the whole city?
Michael,
I'm sorry.
Yes, 40 kids in the whole city, Mark.
Yeah, got to start somewhere.
That's his free
You gotta
stuff
start
for
somewhere.
everyone. Free for 40 people of government workers. I mean, the only people more that upset me more than Mamdani are the stupid fools that voted for him. I am speechless. And what's scary is what happens in the city does start to flow over into Long Island, into New York State. So you're thinking, oh, well, that's the city. It doesn't affect me. It is going to start affecting you. When Hochul sees, oh, we can get all this income by taking away, when someone passes away, we could take half their stuff and use it for our social programs, which means putting it in their own pockets. And it works for Mamdani. She's going to try it.
They're already taxed right now. If on Queens Boulevard, if you drive over like 25 miles per hour, which is extremely slow, they have the eye in the sky that's sending you a ticket right to your mailbox. So they're already stealing money out of our pockets. Now, if they can get any more ideas like that.
Yeah, well, congestion pricing is working. There's less traffic now because they're gouging you if you go into Manhattan.
Absolutely. So again, the free stuff is never free. And socialism has been shown throughout history, it never works. And they give these people hope that, oh, if you give us your trust, and we're gonna give you free this, free that. And then somebody brought it up on the break. They want you to also give you your weapons, your guns, your Second Amendment right. They're going to take care of you. The government is going to take care of you. Has anyone ever seen any place where the government takes care of you that worked out well and people are trying to get into that place? No, they all try to come here. And then they try to change us into where they ran from.
But unlike the liberals, if he has a good idea, I'm not against listening to it. Like, I do think it would be nice if we built some more affordable housing. Maybe the government should take some money and build in each state some more affordable housing. It might bring the property values of my house down, but it'd probably be good for overall for the country. So I'm not against trying different things. But if something's going to be so ridiculous, to try and be like Robin Hood here and steal from the rich and give to the poor, no, that's not the answer to doing things.
The federal government tried to do that. It was called the projects back in the 50s and the 60s, and they created ghetto cities. And now at this point, most of them, they're imploding them because they failed the people they were supposed to serve. And again, we're all for affordable housing, but do it the right way. Do it in a way that it actually benefits the people and not the politicians and their friends.
There's a reason why it fails, because they refuse to police the projects. There's a lot of work when you got a lot of people in there who aren't following the rules. I used to live in a project, so I know. When they're not following rules, they don't want to. That's why they want private people to take over all this business, because the city doesn't actually want to go in there and have to police their own little systems.
You know, I remember back, in the late 70s and all, New York was a scary place to go. If you went down there, there was so much crime and everything
We're watching
was
The
terrible.
Deuce right now. We're behind the times. But
Yeah, The Deuce, that's the exact time of it.
We're watching
An
it right
HBO
now.
show
I'm
for any
like,
of you
oh
who
my
don't know.
God. And that's what it's going to turn back into.
But then Rudy Giuliani came and he saved everything in New York, and he changed it around and he fixed up New York, and he made it great again. If any of you'd ever like, they're going to be doing this here at the American Warehouse. They're going to be having a birthday party for Rudy Giuliani. So if any of you would like to come down and celebrate that birthday party with them, you can look on the American Warehouse website, and you can look for the date. You can purchase tickets, and you can come on down here. You get to meet him live, and you can share an amazing night and help him celebrate his birthday. It's really a great opportunity.
I can't wait. I'm definitely going. So if you
He
could bring
cleaned
up,
that city up.
He did. He fixed the city, and then he was the one that challenged the election results. And then they came after him. They came after his money. They came after his law license because, again, he had the courage to stand up and say, "This is not right. There's
So they used
voter fraud."
They used lawfare against him.
They used lawfare against him. So we're going to get up Asset 4, and this is the last of our segment. And we're going to talk about Asset 4.
It's all right. It's all right. I feel that way too. It's all right. We feel that way together, okay? Let it out. Let it out.
Sorry.
Everybody wants to show the happy side. I'm mad as hell today! But because I have responsibilities, I'm gonna do these freaking dishes.
Oh my God.
These women are nuts.
The dishes. I mean,
So that one, Trump won the presidency. I think it's the second one, right? And, that's her reaction to having her dreams smashed and not having the first president, a woman president of color.
I've dropped things on my foot and almost broke my foot, and I never screamed like that. It's the fact that they film themselves doing this.
It's forever.
It's forever.
Hey, I'm going to go out on a limb
because I
here.
save everything.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. Anyone else think that woman's single?
So
I
my
think she's with
fear
somebody.
right now is that if we don't finish this war and finish it the right way and get Iran to agree to all the things that we need them to agree to, then the next president who comes in is not going to enforce it or is not going to continue to do that. And that's a danger to America. This has been going on since the 70s. We need to take care of it once and for all. We need to end this nonsense with Iran. And I'm afraid that whoever comes in next is not going to be as strong of a leader or as good of a negotiator as Trump, and they're not going to be as decisive. They're going to go back to doing things the way presidents have done it ever since the late 70s.
Absolutely, they're going to try, but our hope is that somebody like Rubio would get in and he understands.
Well, I think Trump is going to do it right the first time.
Right.
And that's why we're going to be okay, people.
Hopefully Vance and Rubio, hopefully they learn from what Trump's doing right now, and then they're going to have really good leadership. They'll know what to do when they get to the next point. It'll be interesting to see where the Republican Party goes from here, because Trump's such an amazing candidate. In these elections, they're closer than you think, and he's able to, with his charm and his intelligence, he's able to, win all these votes over. It will be interesting to see where the Republican Party goes after this.
Well, also, the midterms are coming up, and if we lose either the House or the Senate, they're going to try to impeach Trump.
Right.
And then he's going to be all tangled up, and he's not going to... I think that's why he's been every day pedal to the metal, because he knows there's a possibility that once they get at one of the houses, he'll be strong-armed, and he won't be able to do as much.
If you don't
as
want
he's
the next
doing.
2 years to be all about impeach Trump, impeach Trump, impeach Trump.
Get out and vote.
Yeah, you got to get out and vote. Because basically that's all they're going to do. They're going to waste 2 years on just trying to impeach him and get him out of office and bring the 25th Amendment and all this other nonsense up. No, we need to win the midterms so that the Republicans maintain control and they can't vote Trump out.
And they need to get this voter ID into place because there's too much fraud going on out there. I have a personal story I'll tell you real quick. I got a phone call right before Trump was elected. I got the phone call asking me if my father was a registered Democrat in Texas. My father, first off, was a proud member of the Republican Club, and he died in 2018. So there's no way in hell he changed his party. And now I'm getting a phone call. And everybody I tell this to, they're saying, well, that's showing that the system works. No. Obviously, I didn't get a phone call about my mother, and she's a Republican, too.
Well, dead people's one of their biggest, proponents. They love dead people.
And they vote consistently.
Absolutely. And we're going to be plugging all kinds very quickly. Follow the America First Warehouse. They have amazing events. Download the app. They have dance. They have comedy nights. As Jim was saying, they have Giuliani's birthday. You never know what they're going to have, so please follow them. I'm going to be having a Gov's podcast on April 23rd at Governor's Comedy Club Radio, so tune in for that. And Key has a business, so go ahead, Key.
My business is Keys Cutlery and Keys Love Jewelry. We sell knives, swords, stainless steel jewelry, lots of MAGA flags, and self-defense products. We're located inside Time Warp Relic Warehouse at 2860 Middle Country Road, Lake Grove. We're open 7 days a week. If you can't get there, our websites are keyscutlery.com and keyslovejewelry.com.
My name's Jim Raya, and I'm a financial advisor. If you guys want, you can get a free appointment anytime, 516-652-3041. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you all next week. Thank you.
Peace.
Beacon for all to see, a symbol of hope, a symbol of unity, for the patriots of America.